Okay, the key rack is all dried. I'll let it sit overnight. The glue is set up now. So this is what I was trying to avoid. If you can see it right there. See the glue right there in that seam. Not the end of the world, but if you can avoid that, that's what I was trying to avoid. In addition to that, look what I didn't do. I didn't get rid of my pencil marks before I assembled. So now it's going to be hard to get an eraser or sandpaper in here to try to get that out. So try to get those pencil marks off before you assemble, because it's very difficult to sand or erase with these obstructions in the way. In addition to that, if you have final sanding to do, it's tempting to sand against the grain. See the lines of the wood go this way? We always want to sand this way, never this way. So it's tempting to sand this way with a piece of sandpaper, but you always want to sand with the grain, even though it's kind of hard to do. Same thing over here, sand with the grain. If you have any final sanding to do, you didn't sand before you assembled. Now you'll notice on the top here we have these little nail holes. Those nail holes are left from the nail gun. So what I'm going to do is show you how the nail gun works and how those holes are left behind. So I'll unload the nail gun and show you what happens within the nail gun. So if I pull the trigger, that little hammer comes out and sets the nail below the wood. So for example, if I get a little scrap piece of wood here and nails are going through, but they're not, because that little hammer is leaving that indentation. And that little indentation there, because what we're going to do next is fill those nail holes with some wood filler. So what we're going to do is take our wood filler. As I was saying, there's two kinds of wood filler. The ones you put on before and after finish. So the ones we put on before finish are sandable. The ones you put on after finish are kind of like more gummy and less sandable. So we're going to opt for the ones you put on before finish. So we're going to put some on our little finger here and take them and just put them on in the little holes, clean them up a little bit. Wait for them to dry and sand off the extra. So this stuff dries pretty quick, maybe 10 minutes if it's a warm day, and it sands off pretty easy. We're just going to hit some light grit sandpaper on there and sand them off. So something like 120 or 180 or 220 or something in that range should sand all that off. And we'll do that when it dries. Okay, it's been a little bit, so I've got that wood filler here that I need to sand off. So all we're going to do is take some, in this case 120 sandpaper, and sand with the grain, just like that. And come on, there we go. So you see those nail holes start to look a little bit better with that weird residue sanded off. So just do that to the hole, all your nail holes. And the project's pretty much done. The last thing you have to do is, with pen on the back side of your project, oh yeah, that little, I'm going to fill in that little goober that I did, that little shiner. I'll fill that in too. Just a little bit of filler there. I'll wait till that dries and sand it. Sand all that out, and the last thing you're going to do is put your name on the back with pen, really nice and neat, so I can read it. That pen's not working. I'll use my felt tip pen here. So put your name on the back side with pen. That way when it goes in the finish room, there's no mistaking whose it is. All right, there's the key rack project. So just like the spinning top project, we'll put 3 coats of lacquer on that too.